shot. I can't see the shot.
Yeah. All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
We're a small group this morning.
Yes.
Let's see. Brittany is still recovering from camping.
Yeah, probably unpacking trailers and goodness.
And Marge, hey Marge, is Marge joining us?
Marjorie.
Marge is home recuperating from a total knee replacement.
Yep.
Are we a month?
Not quite.
2 weeks.
Not quite.
Right?
2 weeks? Probably 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Enough that I was going to go visit her last week. And she said, oh, no, I'm going to be in Spokane. I'm going to be
She's partying up.
It's
Good for
like,
No, she got it June 24th.
June
2 weeks.
24th.
2 weeks.
She's
Dang.
awesome.
2 weeks.
She's awesome. I know. I want to be Marge. I know. All right. Let's see. And then we forgot to mention it yesterday on box opening to remind people that we were going to do this. But you know what I think is kind of funny? And if this is the first time that you've seen us and you're just sort of, well, only subscribed people will see that we're live, right?
Yeah, and maybe if you're just cruising YouTube, you might say, hey, live now.
Oh.
So who knows? But I also link the live book review on our book club video.
Oh, good.
So maybe that will intrigue people who maybe don't know we're doing a book club, or maybe they're interested in, hey, you know what? I need a book to read, and let's just
see what these guys are reading.
Yeah.
And that's really the whole reason for the book club, is that all of us that work here are avid readers, and so many of the viewers are, and we're constantly sharing information.
I think I'm a good listener.
A good listener.
I'm a good
I know.
listener.
We're going to actually talk about that.
That's funny.
I
As
know.
Robert gives me, he thinks he wants
I know.
to try to do a book, listen to a book, because he doesn't really want to read a book. I mean, he'll just look at my pages thinking, I don't even know. He's not even like fixating on a sentence. He's like, yeah, I don't even know where to start with that or whatever. And he asked me, well, why do you prefer to listen to one and read one? And I said, well, there's two reasons. One, knowing I'm more of a fantasy genre, there are some wacky names. So I really like to know how to pronounce them. So I can truly say I know exactly how to pronounce that name, that word, that place that the author is thinking. And two, the time I have to actually sit and read before bed, or I am way more in my car, either in parent pickup, waiting for groceries, doing whatever, running 20-minute drive to work, from work, the whole shebang.
Cleaning, laundry, yard work.
Yeah, my mama to-do list is way easier to listen than to think, I'm just going to not do this today and read today. It's
Not going to happen.
no. So,
Not going to happen. I feel the same way. And it's funny, and I must have left it out there. I was snail mailed by, you're going to know. I brought the thing with me. She had taken out an article. I think it was maybe in the AARP magazine is where I think it was. I can't remember where it was, but it was one page and it was really good. And it was the difference between people who read and people who listen.
Oh.
And it was kind of funny because there was a comment in there about readers who are all snarky about the listeners. And it's like, well, it's not reading. And that it was sort of like this elitist comment.
That's how we learn. Our
Right.
moms read to us,
Right.
our dads,
Right.
what's wrong with
Yeah.
And
that?
that's what this article said, that if you were reading to your grandkids or your children, would you say to them, well, this isn't really reading a book, or would you encourage them with that? And that also, as a civilization, it was always storytelling. It wasn't
yeah.
the whole
That's
written
true.
word, is relatively new in our civilization. And I think the whole
Interesting.
point of the whole thing was, what does it matter?
You're right.
The whole
Mhm.
idea of entertainment and broadening your horizons, because whether you like historical fiction
Mhm.
or documentary or, whatever you like, that type of entertainment, I think is vital. And also I like a movie, but I think a movie is totally different for me.
Different thing.
Hands
Movie
down.
is escapism.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about a single thing. You can just sit and veg on the
Yes.
couch
Right.
and watch that, and that's fine. Whereas a book, you can really get into it. You have to stop it, because you're doing things and think about things. And I think that books, it's a different entertainment. And I think that the fact that now Audible books are so prevalent and common and
Yeah.
easy to get a hold of, how great.
Yeah.
I have missed reading because I have read, this is a horrifying number, but I have read 109 listened
That's awesome.
109
Great.
books since the first of the year.
That's cool.
That's a lot.
That's awesome.
But there's no way. I mean, I don't
Right.
think I could have read maybe 2, because I think that the handheld copies, I think there's maybe 2, because on vacation, that's when I take them. Otherwise, it's same thing. It's difficult for me to be able to find the time. But I'm the same as you. I'm always working, cleaning, doing other things. So I can either be listening to music or listening to a book.
Yeah.
But anyway, so let's back up for just a minute about why we do it. And so the reason that we started the book club is because we find that we often have the same style, the same sense of taste, the things that we all kind of like. Brianna is, I think, one of the younger ones on our book club. And so you do like fantasy, whereas most of us, not so much. You don't mind the bodice rippers.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, it's not that I mind it. I just feel embarrassed reading it. I feel like it's none of my business. Don't tell me what's happening. And that you just need to say we went into the bedroom and then we came out. I mean, I don't need to know the rest
With
of
the
that.
bodice ripped.
Yeah, I don't need a play-by-play. It just is uncomfortable. But I feel that way about movies too. Don't show me all that.
I don't want to see it in a movie. I don't care about
necessarily.
reading it or listening to it, but I don't
like
I don't
seeing
think
it
it's
in a movie.
necessary.
It's not.
Yeah.
And so much cursing now too. That so
It's
anyway,
not
I do like
necessary.
the audiobooks though. I don't mind.
Yeah, we were telling it because Maisie would go down to take a nap, and then the rest of them would probably go down to the water or something. And I would read my book, and everyone's like, "Well, what were you doing? Like, did you ever want to come down?" I said, "Well, it took Maisie a little bit longer to come down, but then I had to finish a chapter, and then I got a treat, and I had to go to another chapter." And he's like, "Well, what are you reading?" And I said, "Well, I just finished a bathroom scene or whatever, and I had to finish that." And they're like, "Really? You read that kind of?" And they surprised that I read that book because I don't talk about any of that or feed into any of that. And I do not know innuendo. If you know me, I don't get any of those like dirty jokes. I don't catch on to them. So they think it's hilarious that I read those books. And I was telling you,
and you said bathroom scene. You meant
bedroom scene.
That was apparently happening in the bathroom.
No,
Wait,
bedroom scene.
Ew, bathroom.
No.
What? Wait.
Yeah,
Bedroom scene.
bedroom scene. And then they asked, "Well, what else did I read?" And the weird thing is, I read a lot. I mean, I do fantasy, but if I'm not reading a fantasy book or a fantasy series, it's either one of those or I really like historical fiction. And for some reason, it's all World War II. And everything I read is World War II. And maybe just because it was such a, change in how everything worked, but I really like World War II. The missing bookstore in Paris or whatever, the one I said on Wednesday that I was going to read. I haven't started that one yet, but that one's in World War II. I read the back of it because I usually don't read the back of it. I just pick a cover and, that's a cute cover, and let's do that.
Reading the back of it is not going to help you.
No, and it was based in World War II. So I'm excited to read that one because it's just another little, interesting. Yeah.
I love the historical fiction. That's always my favorite, where and I like it when they tell you at the end, or when you do a little research on the book afterwards. And you always have to wait till afterwards because you don't want any spoilers. But,
right.
But I like it when they say this part was fully accurate. We did this. That's why I like Kristen Hanna. It's fully accurate. There's just a little bit of creative licensing for the characters, but all of the dates and the details of whatever she's talking about is real. There was one though that I just finished, and it's hard. I'm just going to mention this for a second. It was really, really good. Could not put it down. Really finished it in one day in one setting. It kept finding more things to clean and more things to do, which is why I wasn't in my office, because I can't read a book I take in my office, but finding things to do so I could finish it. But and it was historical fiction, but it featured 2 scenes. Well, it wasn't historical fiction. It was just a story about this kid, but 2 of the scenes in there were Vietnam War.
Oh.
That is super hard.
Yeah.
That was because I thought the book was so good and went so many different. You thought the story was about this. Oh no, wait. Then it was about this. Wait a minute. It was so interesting and fast paced, but there's 2 sections in there where they talk about something that happened in the Vietnam War, and it's like, and you can't hardly. I kept kind of trying to fast forward a little bit because I knew, because it's that same scene that you've seen in multiple Vietnam movies of, things that happen with young girls and GIs, and I just hate that whole thing. But anyway, but it made it kind of hard because I think then it makes it hard to recommend the book because it was so good, but that
Some hard parts,
5 minutes it was key to the story, but it's just like that whole descriptive. I don't feel better, about
Mhm.
knowing that,
Sure.
but it was, and what was it called? Oh, it was called the things we leave behind, the stories we leave behind. What was it called? No, not the things we leave unfinished. That book is what I'm reading right now. And I think I may
Put it
give
down
up on it.
Oh.
Well, she's doing this phony baloney accent in there, and she's
Oh, so
crazy.
just the sound of the reader.
It's like, I can't stand your voice. She's just doing this. I mean, I could probably do an English accent better. And I thought, I just don't like it. And so she's driving me crazy. And that's not very nice. I apologize for that. But anyway, and it's kind of funny because two different people that had emailed said that they would give this book, the last thing he told me, a bad score, a less of a score because they didn't like the reader.
I didn't
like
much
the
care for
person.
reader either.
Yeah,
I did not like her. I mean,
yeah, I
it
did
didn't
not. I
bother
don't
me.
remember that she bothered me.
Yeah, I didn't much care for her, but not enough to not stop, I guess.
Yeah.
And Marjorie is here. Marjorie!
Yay! Hi,
We miss you.
We
Yeah.
miss you. All right, let's see. I'll look for that in another.
All
time.
right.
All right, so let's see. So let's talk about the book. Let's quit chatting. Let's talk about the book. So the book that we are discussing, so if you've not read it, be prepared. There will be spoilers, okay?
Yes.
And some people don't care about that. It's funny. That was the other thing I was going to mention is so many people said, I don't read the book. I just want to hang out with you.
Hey, that's okay too.
That's even better. That's even better that you just want to hang out.
We'll
and,
give you the true meaning of the back of the book, what it really means.
Yeah,
And then you
and
can
then you
decide.
can decide later to read it because I think it's that way about movies.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like
Mhm.
even if I've read the book and now I want to watch the movie, I know
11:11.
how the movie. It's 11:11 angel numbers. Don't you look at it almost every day? Do you see
Every
it?
1:11, 11:11,
11:11.
5:55,
Angel
4:44,
numbers.
53.
Okay. What was I saying? Oh, that there's still entertainment value.
Absolutely.
I mean, I still am entertained, to see what happens and all of the little things that happen in the book. So I still feel like it's okay. It's not terrible if, we're just going to tell you
the
everything
ending.
that happens in
Right.
the book. But anyway, so we went through 4 different books, and the books that were
Mhm.
recommended were, I thought I had written them down. I did, were Hail Mary. Now, what's funny? I have not yet I've started that book. It does seem really, really good, but I can't get it.
Oh, with paper.
I'm still waiting for it on audio. So I have it on paper. So I am taking it with me to Alaska. I have some long flights, so we'll see. Because I'm still going to finish that one. The Lone Jackass by Pam Severs. Is that it?
Mhm.
Super good.
Really good?
Super, super
Yeah.
good. Very,
A
very
lot
good
of people
one.
have said it's really good, and they've
It's
even
very,
read
very
her
good.
first title.
I want to read the other one. We have a copy of it that she gave us to auction off for the bra
Yeah.
auction, which is really nice. So this book is really good.
Mhm.
Highly recommended.
And this
and
is her first
I want
one.
to borrow that one.
Carrie's Quest. And
Yeah.
people said they read this one, really, really liked it.
And
along
so
with this
went
one.
back to
It's just independent titles, which is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always nice because I find that I do that a lot. If I read a book and I really liked it, the next thing I'll do is I'm going to go see
Yeah,
what
with the
else.
author, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
what else did you write? And I'll bet I will like it. So yeah. So anyway, Lone Jackass, and then the other one was Prayer for Owen Meany. Now I have to say that was the first time I had read Prayer for Owen Meany
Mhm.
because a lot of people said that was like in their English lit class in high school or whatever. I'd never even heard of it before.
Yeah.
So maybe regionally. Had you heard of it before?
Mm-mm.
Really, really good. Really good. I can see why it's one of those that is recommended reading. And it's just, I don't know, it's really, really good. It's really good. It's the power of fate and finding one's purpose and
Oh.
the difference between faith and destiny, I
There you
guess.
go.
So it's very, very good.
So
I
that
really
title
liked it.
again? You wrote it
The Prayer for Owen Meany.
on Meany.
Owen
Okay.
Meany.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So the one that we chose that everybody voted on was interestingly, maybe I shouldn't say this. Well, I'm not. Maybe you guys already know who recommended it.
Yeah, you already told them.
I already told you. Marge did.
Yeah.
But
Marge-
not just Marge.
A
Not just
lot of
Marge.
people said that.
Let
Yeah.
me just tell you, it was recommended by multiple people. It was on the New York Times bestselling list for 26 weeks.
Wow.
She has sold 3 million copies. It was a Reese Witherspoon book club pick. Reese herself gave it 4 stars, and it won Best Mystery Thriller in 2021 on the Goodreads Choice Awards.
Okay.
And it has been made into
An Apple
series.
movie. Yeah.
I've
Apple.
seen the movie.
Apple
Have
series,
you?
whatever.
Well, and I just saw something that they were going to do season 2.
Oh, cool.
So they're
Well.
going to keep doing it, I guess. And it has Jennifer Garner, which who doesn't love her, and
Right.
Aisha Tyler, who doesn't love her. So anyway, so apparently historically well liked.
Mhm.
But
No, I
what did you
have
give
not
it?
seen the movie.
Have not seen the movie.
No, I thought we were talking about a different book that Marjorie had talked about. So yeah,
Margie gives us a lot of books.
disregard that.
Disregard.
I don't know, because I like the book, but I was thinking of 4 because I didn't think it. I was thinking it's not a thriller. It is a mystery,
Right.
But the suspense wasn't like
Tantalizing. Yes.
Yeah.
or
I'm
keep me on
definitely
the edge.
between a 3
Yeah,
and a
3 to
half,
4.
4.
Yeah,
Because I also didn't. I mean,
4 for the easy read, 3
Yes.
for the thrilling suspense.
I feel like it was more of like I don't know.
too easy to.
And there were
figure
some
it out.
things there were some things in the book
You
that
guys
I
put
thought,
in your numbers too. What you
yeah, let us
Yeah.
know. Some of it thought like, why would you do that? You're gonna be
I-
the first one to die in a horror flick.
I totally thought that.
Like, don't do that. So I don't. That's some of my things. Like, I wouldn't have done that.
I totally thought that too. It was, and I keep trying to think about the whole number scale and how do you decide between a 1 and a 5. And
Mhm.
I think that a 5 is one that you absolutely recommend to everybody and you can't stop talking about.
And would read it multiple
And so
times
I
and
would
be
say
in
about a
that.
3.5 to a 4.
Mhm.
I thought it was good. I thought it was
Mhm.
entertaining. I liked it. It was easy to listen to, but there was a lot of weird things in there. It's like that woman was an idiot. Some of the stuff that she did, I would not have ever done that.
Yeah.
And the other thing that you think is kind of weird because so they were only married a year,
Yeah.
and this ornery teenage
Yeah.
girl, so she changes her whole life to take care of this girl who that can't stand her. And so the whole thing seemed a little bit weird. And although I do have to say at the very end, when she ended it with her calling her mommy, mom, I thought, oh, that made me
that
feel
was
good.
nice.
That
yeah.
made me feel good, and that was great. But then you think, gosh, she must have loved Owen so much
Mhm.
Yeah.
to do that. So then you think, well, you've given up the love with him.
Or the lot that her mom wasn't there for her. Her
Right.
mom pretty much left her
true.
with that. So she's like, maybe that part of her
Mm-hmm.
That's
that
true.
needed nurturing wanted to give that nurture.
That's true.
I don't know, but I think she had to have loved this Owen
A lot.
a lot.
Well, and I think how many of you guys felt like the end was a ripoff? They
I didn't
totally
like
needed.
that.
I
They
didn't like
totally
it too.
needed to get back together.
Right,
Yeah.
because I would have thought I would have never went to Nicholas.
I wouldn't have either.
And I would have went with.
She was going to be the first one killed in a
no,
horror flick.
yeah.
kidding. And I would have went with Grady. Was that his name?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would have went with him, not changing their names in the hopes that Owen would come back
Yes.
because she chose the mafia over him,
Right.
like
Mhm.
hands freaking down.
Yeah.
And for her, for someone not having that family orientation, to let Bailey have that kind of that. Well, that was nice, but what?
Yeah. And because here's the other thing. So she let Bailey keep her identity, but Bailey then had no relationship ever again with her father.
Right.
So is that what Bailey would have chosen?
I think Bailey. I think Bailey would have chosen
Because she
that.
chose for her.
Yeah.
She said
Yeah.
she
That's what
chose
we're doing.
for her.
But with the idea in mind that Bailey's whole persona would have to change. She can no longer be that dancer, actor, that.
That's true.
Because it would draw attention to her.
I mean, that's
So
true.
maybe that's part of it, but
But wouldn't
but she didn't get to
why didn't
choose.
Bailey have
Yeah.
that choice?
choice.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think at her age and at the relationship they have and they were building, I think it was easy enough to go sit on the couch and this is what our options are. This is
Mhm.
what we know. This is what we have found out. And what do we want? Do we want to take the chance we're going to get him back? Or are we just going to start a new path and figure out
Right.
family this way?
Well, and their relationship started to build on trust. So
Right.
I think she would have had a better option
I
of
agree.
discussing it
Yeah.
with her.
What
rather
are our
than
people
forcing
saying?
it.
So votes 3s and 4s.
Of course.
3s and 4s. Didn't totally kind of agreed. The ending was a bit of a ripoff. Really liked the first part. Bailey did get to choose. I must have missed that part.
Bailey did get to choose.
Oh, and Tony
I
didn't
missed that
trust
too.
Grady. I don't know if I totally trusted him in the beginning, but I would have
I
trusted
remember
him
that
more
part.
than the mafia.
I don't remember Bailey getting to choose. How did I miss that part?
I missed it too.
Marjorie says she read it
Marjorie.
again for us. She gives it a 4. I had different conflicting feelings about giving up her husband for her stepdaughter. When Nicholas dies, who
Right.
was to protect?
Right. That's
Absolutely,
exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Felt
Right.
the end was rushed, but enjoyed. Mary said that there's another book coming out. Hopefully, the next book in 2025 will answer some of these things. I didn't know
And it's a sequel.
I mean, maybe I have to look that up. I didn't even look it up.
Keep us posted on that.
Yeah,
Marge.
Mary, we need more.
Mary.
That was Mary. Yeah.
Mary. The other thing that I wondered about is I was thinking, okay, the big duffel bag full of cash,
Mhm.
where did that come from? Why did he have that? Was he always preparing?
For an exit.
And if you were preparing for an exit with a duffel bag full of cash, why didn't you tell your wife?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Why didn't you? I mean, that kind of preparation for that much cash took a while.
Just give
So
her a
why
letter that
not-
says more than protect her.
Yes, right. And then
Yeah.
just
And I
throwing the
agree.
letter out there.
Debbie said, but he told her to protect his daughter. Hands down.
He did.
And she was trying to. I just don't know. I think if I was in Hannah's situation, the mafia he was running from would not be where I took his daughter to.
Right.
Not that she was probably in any threat. They all wanted Owen, but at the same time, why is now they just have bait?
Yeah.
You know, Bailey is now the bait the mafia could use to get Owen home.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think I
I
would
know.
have
I wouldn't have
chosen.
done that. I wouldn't have even went to, where was it? Austin, Dallas?
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that either.
I wouldn't have went there either. Why
No.
would you even go there? And the other funny thing is I trusted the FBI dude, can't think of his name. But for a long time I didn't trust Owen.
Grady,
Grady.
the ranger.
Yeah,
Texas
Grady.
Ranger.
Yeah,
I
that's
tested
Mhm.
I trusted Grady, but I didn't trust Owen. I thought Owen, there was something pretty shady going on there.
Mhm.
All right, so let's look at the questions that we asked you guys to, and I've printed off some. So Lois Diffendale,
Mhm.
she says, I would give the book a 2. I'd read it a few years ago, so I did get an audiobook from the library because I couldn't remember the story beyond the husband's weird disappearance. It was very easy to listen to. And when I was distracted, it was easy to back up. But I found the narrator's voice annoying.
Mm.
I heard that a lot. And all of the she said drove me nuts.
Oh my gosh, that was
I
like
agree with that. Was this the book that she was constantly repeating?
I
It's
feel like it was super
got that,
redundant.
move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
Redundancy.
following you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like it when books do that. I like it when, okay, here it is. And now here's the next point of view. But
Or
that whole
get to the
repeating-
end and think, oh my gosh, did I? And have to go back and reread. Like, wait, did I
Yeah.
miss some important
Yeah.
information in the middle of when that was happening?
And I prefer that.
I prefer
going,
to, like,
wait a
do I need to
minute.
read this now that I know the
Yeah.
ending? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And then she says, serve is okay, but I found it kind of flat. Just because Owen left her a note, protect her. Hannah, a newlywed of 1 year, that's
Yeah.
right, devoted herself to Bailey, who didn't want anything to do with her.
And I feel like in that aspect, I think I probably would have done the same thing Haley did. I mean, I wouldn't have just like, let's go find some family so I can bail you. Like, I
Yeah.
get that. I don't think I would. I think I agree. I wouldn't have went to Austin.
Yeah.
And
And-
I think, that the FBI would have freaked me out. Grady, I probably would have listened to him a little more, not just run out.
right,
I would have like, let's figure out what we need to do. But
Right.
yeah.
right.
So I would have changed it a whole lot. But maybe not being herself, not being a mother, maybe there was different thoughts in there. Me being a mom first, and then maybe, in the lifetime having a teenage stepdaughter, there'd be different things I don't know. I don't know if that changes thoughts or not, but
I think
She
that you're
obviously
right.
has not read enough thriller books.
I know. I know. And I think and I think that you're right that maybe she was trying to develop that whole thing about her relationship with her mother
Yeah.
and that's what she was doing, but it was
It's just not when to
kind of
leave her, you know, leave
Right.
her. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
With that.
So let's go over our questions. We had 8 questions. And so the first one was what was your rating? And so, and I have CJ's here in front of me. She was hoping to join us, but in case she didn't, she gave it a
Yeah, she's still
3.8.
here.
Oh, good. And she says something on here that I totally agree with. She said 2/3 into the book, it would have been a 5. I totally agree with that. I mean, I was
beginning
enjoying the
was
book.
good.
Yeah, the beginning was really good.
Mhm.
You kind of didn't quite know, and I was
Mhm.
surprised to find that there was a mafia piece to it.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was twisty again, twisty back. I thought that was, pretty good, and I didn't see that coming. But the end was a bit of a disappointment, and I agree with
It
that. I think
almost
it was
makes-
rushed, but I also
Yeah.
I just don't know why they couldn't have ended up together.
Yeah.
I don't think
know.
that's. I think people like.
I'm a
happy
Disney
ending.
girl.
I
Happily ever after
know.
is a thing.
I know every Disney movie, horrifying tragedy, oftentimes even with death, but it's all okay at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
You want to walk away, and I feel that way about movies too. You want to walk out going, "Ooh, that was an emotional roller coaster," but it was good.
Yeah.
And it's hard when it doesn't end that way. So,
Yeah.
all right. Did you find it suspenseful? Did you see the twist coming? So let's ask you guys if you guys saw the twist. CJ said she did find it suspenseful. She had considered the twist among several possibilities. I think that's true. I think that there was a couple of different things that she kept us going for multiple things for
Mhm.
who Owen really was. And I think for a while there, I wondered who Bailey really was. And for a little bit, I think she was trying to make us believe that he had like kidnapped Bailey.
Yeah, I thought that.
I thought that
That's
for
what
a
I
while.
thought. Maybe it wasn't his.
Oh.
Bailey wasn't his.
Yeah.
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 I thought
Because
that
for some
too.
reason, I wasn't liking Owen for the first part of the book. And so, why did Owen conceal his past to both Hannah and Bailey? And, yeah, so why do you guys think? I mean, why wouldn't you, if again, you've got this envelope full of cash, why not, not envelope, duffel bag full of cash, why not put some papers in there? Why not just say, if you find this
This is why.
is what you need to know.
Right?
I mean, then go ahead and keep the secret for whatever reason you're keeping the secret, but why not give them a little something to go on?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he was protecting her.
I mean,
yeah, the big
protecting
thing,
Bailey for
protection.
sure. I think when she's 18, it's okay, you're on your own. This is what you need to know. This is where you come from. You can do what you want, but
Yeah,
here's our
because she
problem.
was such a willful, kind of nasty child.
Yeah.
I think that
And-
she would have reached out to her.
yeah. And
her-
I think
her-
at
yeah.
the age of 18, this is what you need to know. But if you choose that side, you can't, this is what draws the line. And I think them only being married for 1 year, I don't know.
Well, and
if
maybe-
you're dragging somebody into that kind
You'd
of
think
danger,
you'd let them
you'd want to
know,
let them know.
I'm dangerous.
Yeah.
Are you ready for that? Okay, let's go. Oh no? Okay then. Love you. Bye.
Yeah, but
part
then
ways.
what? Then she goes off and she knows all of his secrets.
Right. That's why I would think I would just start with I'm a dangerous person and your life will change being with me. And she can take that any way she wants. And then I think I married for only a year. How do you honestly know that you can trust this person letting you know that I'm not this real person? You
wait until you
I am being hunted.
your 10th anniversary. Is that when you know it's a
Surprise, here's a ring.
You're
And
not-
go!
Begs that question. Do you ever really know somebody?
do you ever really know someone? Right.
Amy says not 18. More like 30 years. And then maybe I tell them the truth. Right. 18-year-old kids. We
Right.
don't know.
Right. And then you also think, I feel like oftentimes in the books that we read, we talk about deception,
Mhm.
And that whole idea of, okay, if you were deceiving from the very beginning,
Right.
when? It just seems like, I don't know. I think it's hard to say, by the way, we should have a conversation.
Yeah.
But
But I think in his sense of being essentially in his own witness protective, you can't tell them that. You are creating this entirely new life. So I guess I don't know if I'm in protective witness. It doesn't matter what happened 2 years ago. I can't tell you
Mhm.
because that jeopardizes me. And maybe in his cases, I can't tell you, hoping that we would never have to go back there. But
well, because
again,
it's
when
that
he
whole
left her
idea.
the letter,
Yeah.
you
That-
need or again, a note in the duffel bag of cash
Right.
that says, "This is what you need to know.
Right.
Do not come looking for me. If you need, talk to Grady, talk to whoever, they can tell you everything you need to know."
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, trust these guys. Don't trust these guys.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
and don't come
Because
looking
I
for
think
me. I'll find
if you're
you
in
or
witness
whatever.
protection program, and the idea that then at any moment you will have to uproot and your entire life as you know it will be over. And I understand that that's why she decided I'm not doing that, which is weird because I think, right, all of us, I don't know if this is one of the questions or not. I should
refresh your questions.
refresh my questions. And no, I don't think it is, but let's ask this. How many of us would have did what she did? Screw that, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving my life, and Bailey's not leaving her life. We're staying, and we're just gonna do that, you know. I mean, in the end, it seems as though it worked out okay for her, but it just seems like a weird thing to even consider. Wouldn't you just go, well, dang it, I wish I would have known that I was going to be in witness protection? You know, it just seems weird that you would even consider. So I want to know if you would have considered hunkering down and going through what she went through to hunker down versus witness protection. Which would you have picked?
I wouldn't change. I wouldn't take witness protection.
Really? You would keep your life
Well, because
and your people.
my people. I
Your
don't
people.
want to lose my people.
I'm so glad. I'm staying. What about you?
I don't think I would take witness protection only because I would want Owen back.
Mhm.
And if I change my name and Bailey's name is changed, how would he know? How would he know where to find us?
Grady would tell him,
But he can't ever come back
but he
because
can't come
that's
back.
what they want. is
Okay,
they
I
want
might
him.
leave so I
They
can get
want
him
to-
back, but
They want to kill him. So the only way she could have Owen back
Is witness.
was to go into witness protection.
Oh, I do it then. Do it.
Yeah.
And I do it for Bailey.
Right.
Knowing now what I know,
Mhm.
I would do it to protect her.
Because
Thinking in my head, she's
I don't
bait
think
for
I'd be
Owen.
as kind as she was. I think I'd have been a little bit angry and
There have been some tears,
you know,
some thrown, some things.
because you didn't know. You should have.
I had to
You
went through
were
all
married.
of the
You should
rage.
have told her, and I
Yeah.
think that would be the other driving force behind the
Oh.
decision not to.
You trust me
because
enough to
he-
protect your daughter, but not tell me.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Leave behind all the
Crazy.
people that you love and trust for this one.
One guy you barely know.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
really what
true.
it is, right?
The 1 year marriage, that's the hard part. They really only knew each other for
together
2
that
years.
long, right?
Right?
What would
So,
happen if they went into witness protection and a year later they got divorced?
Yeah.
That would be really bad. That would be a really
Can I
bad
take
book.
my
story.
name back?
I don't want this anymore. I want to go back.
Yeah.
That's the kicker right there.
Maybe
Because
he was attracted to her too because she didn't have family.
Amy agrees
You know?
with me though. 100%. She's 100%. I would take Bailey, go into witness protection in hopes of reuniting with Owen. I got you. Yeah.
Which Amy? Amy Osmondson?
Amy Robinson. Yeah. Let's see. Susan says Hannah chose to face the grandfather in order for her and Bailey to have their lives and continue as it. I totally agree.
Yeah.
That was a way to protect us, and we're just going to go on our
To have
own
their
and-
lives without Owen.
Mhm.
and to keep their lives and their friends in the place. I totally agree. That too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Marjorie says, do you think the Everett guy was with the mafia and trying to out Owen, knowing he might have been the? I don't know if I.
Oh,
Maybe. It
Maybe.
could have been.
maybe.
Could have been. Susan says he didn't expect her to make the Austin connection. I think, but he didn't want her to willfully use the information against them if annoyed. He didn't trust the feds on the explained leak of history. I agree with that. I agree with that too.
Yeah, the fact that she left the money behind and went to Austin. There's so many weird things like that.
Yeah.
I would have secure that money,
Mhm.
not put it under the kitchen sink.
And they said that someone told, was it Grady? Someone said that it was clean money, and they said that in the
It
book.
was clean, and I thought
So-
that was true, that it was clean money, but they didn't end up with it. Remember, the witness protection people took it.
Right.
Mhm.
Not that it's all about the money, but I just think that, that's the one thing that he did to prepare his family for this was
Mhm.
to stash the money so they could do whatever they wanted to do. And
And she was tossed.
dang it.
He didn't. I don't think he wanted that. I don't think he wanted Bailey to be with her family.
Mhm.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have left her that kind of money.
Right.
To be able to go somewhere, start over with the two of you,
Right.
and
Well, but when he left without instructions, it was out of his hands. He didn't get to decide what happened to her.
100%.
And yeah, there's
Yeah.
something.
Those two words were not enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see. Do you think it was okay? Do you agree with Hannah's choice to go to Austin? I feel like we've talked about this a bunch. I don't think any of us did, right?
Mhm.
I mean, I guess it turned out okay because that's where it all was figuring out the whole story. But
Yeah.
I would never have done when she was doing that. I thought, what are you doing?
Where are you going?
And just
Yeah.
wandering around the streets, hoping that something looked
That
familiar.
this
was
13-year-old
bizarre.
remember when she was 3.
Yeah.
What even city
Yeah.
looks the same anymore?
And I
after
wonder if
10
that was
years?
just the author's attempt to turn this into some sort of a Jason Bourne thing, going around and, going to the different cathedrals. And it's like, none of that even, I found that whole thing so almost annoying, thinking, call him back. Oh, Jordan's calling from Alaska.
Yeah, I know.
So I thought that was weird. So CJ says, no, I wanted an ending with a twist. Yeah.
I almost wonder at some point, like after finishing the book and how it ended, and all of a sudden it just closed book.
Yeah.
I wonder if her publisher says it has to be X amount of numbers of pages or whatever. I have heard that it's either like for words or it has to be 500 pages or more. I wonder if she was like filling pages. Also, with like the redundancy and some of the loops and things she took, we're just touring Austin and ooh, this is pretty, and let's describe this for a couple pages, and I don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes all
I mean,
of
not that like I want to
stuff-
read a 100-page book because you can't have anything happen in 100
And I
100
think it's
pages,
funny
but-
because that fluff stuff with authors, some do it really, really well.
And I don't- yeah.
And it's
That's
really
true.
good to hear about the birds and the sounds, and you can almost smell it, and describing the gardens or a city, and it is kind of nice. You kind of feel like you've been there. And other times it's like, oh my gosh, just get on with it. I feel like there's an art to that.
Yeah.
The
Fluffiness,
this descriptive fluff.
Yeah.
And and sometimes when it feels forced and it just feels like they're adding pages. Yeah.
A lot of people, I think there's been 3 or 4 people who have said that they're wondering how the ending is and with the path that was chosen, if there is going to be a sequel.
A sequel.
I'll have to look into it.
Jason Bourne-ish.
It makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
now what?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if anyone thought, I mean, it makes sense why she chose the mafia, but why the mafia?
Yeah.
Oh.
Something's gonna happen.
All right.
Okay, what do you think about Hannah's decision to go to Nicholas instead of witness protection? We've talked about that ad nauseum, I think. And
Yeah.
CJ says trusting this criminal and his cohorts who had served jail time due to Owen's actions seemed a little too risky. We agreed with that.
Mhm.
What did you think of the ending, and would you change it?
Yes, I would change it.
Yeah, I would too.
Because I'm a Disney
Definitely.
girl. So happily ever after is kind of my jam.
Well, happily ever. Something. It just was too.
Well, it just
Or
needed an ending.
unremarkable.
Do you think, and that's the other thing too that I wonder, is that maybe
like it
she
really-
left it open-ended knowing surefire any of these 3 million people that want, which I guess you don't know that you're going to have a bestseller, but you would assume that the people that
Leaving
like
it
that
a
book
little,
will
Yeah.
automatically buy the sequel.
because we want
I feel
closure.
like I would. Yeah.
I would definitely.
So it's possible.
Maybe that's just a surefire, give somebody one Lay's potato.
I'm okay if there's no sequel. It's what it is. But if there's a sequel, I would read it.
I would read it.
I would read it because I need to know whether I like it or not.
But the funny thing is that a book is your investment in, this time investment with this story, and you kind of want the story to be done. Well, that was a good story. Well, that was I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
I
How
do.
about these guys? Would they change the ending? What did everybody
Would
else
they?
say?
Didn't like the ending, but enjoyed 2/3 of the book. Yes. Debbie kind of agrees that don't think a 1-year marriage is deep enough to make a whole life decision when you know he has been dishonest about everything.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
Mary G says yes for a sequel confirmed to release in 2025. Next season of the Jennifer Garner series is planned to air after the book is released.
There you go.
Done.
All right then. We'll be reading it.
Susan says my thought was there was a sequel in mind. Would read
Yeah.
it. I would too. Even though I don't rate this book very high, I would still read it. I'm a sucker
I
for a
would read
sequel though.
Well, think of it though. A lot of us said the same thing, that we were totally into the book and it was a 5 until, you know, the end, and until it seemed a little rushed and stuff at the end. So, you know, I think that, I mean, I think her writing style is good, and yeah, maybe she can redeem herself with number 2. Okay. Would you recommend this book, and are you going to watch the series?
So I think I would. I think the book is, I mean, there's
It's
things
not a
that
bad book.
it's not a bad book. And I don't think there's any, you know, touchy things. And I think some of people are going to take it away differently than I'm going to take it away. I'm also curious if it's Mama Brain versus a newlywed with no kids brain. You know what I mean?
Right.
Having no kids, married to a
Right.
man that I love, having a 13-year-old kid. Okay, she's going to be, I'm going to figure out how to make her my buddy. We're going to be
Right.
pals. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
So, and I do want to watch it. I'll come to your house and watch it though.
Is it on Apple?
I
Do I
would
have
wanna
that?
watch it.
I think so.
I must.
I don't.
If not, I'll figure out how to put it on my Apple phone.
Well, the movie night.
Well, I do
It's
want to
gonna
watch
have to
it.
be binge
It's a-
watched,
yeah,
though, right?
I'm
Since
okay
it's
with
a
that.
series.
Series. But because I like the actors, the cast.
I know.
Yeah, the
I-
cast,
you know,
I think, is
Taylor
great.
and
Yeah.
Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, and that Victor
Yeah.
Garber. They were in a series together before. Victor Garber and
Oh,
Jennifer.
really?
I can't picture
Yeah,
him.
Alias, was it?
Oh, Alias.
Oh,
Oh, I
yes.
loved
And
Alias.
he was her guy, the
Oh.
older guy.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Oh.
I really
A
like
lot of
them.
people say they don't have Apple TV. I wonder if someone else will pick it up. You know,
I hope so.
if Apple will release, Apple can sell it, or you know, so if it goes on Netflix, all of the money Netflix makes from people watching it might have to go. Because remember,
Yeah.
Disney movies were on Netflix for like 2 months, and I remember telling Robert, "Oh my gosh, Disney's testing it out." You know, thinking
Oh.
no, before even thinking Disney's going to have their own
Yeah.
Netflix. Then, you know, 4 months later, Disney Plus comes out. They were just testing the
Testing the
waters.
water.
So Apple can do the same thing. It's necessarily rent it to Netflix, and they'll still, you know, everybody shares on the pot. So my guess is that maybe we'll see it somewhere else too.
I'll figure out how to see if I have Apple TV. But Lord, it took me 20 minutes to figure out how to cancel a subscription on my iPhone. So I'm not sure that I'm.
We need to. Yeah.
Okay, because I would watch the series. I'm not a series person fan. I just don't. I don't like that kind of commitment
Yeah.
of sitting in front of the television for that long.
She's committed to one thing, guys, and that's Dad. That's it.
Yes. Yes.
Series,
Yes.
books. I can't.
No.
I
No.
already have one lifelong commitment, and that's fine.
That's right. That's right. Nothing else. I can't take anymore. That's exactly right.
Well, we
Um,
could do something to multitask while we're watching. it.
That's
So
true.
that, you know,
That's
we
true.
can find something.
Oh,
I did
Kathy
say-
has a great way. She said she started the series. Just go on to Apple TV, subscribe it for a month, get your free trial, and then cancel it.
Oh.
Clever. And the other hack to that is you can actually subscribe to it and 2 minutes later unsubscribe to it. And you're really only that 1 month. So you don't have to put a reminder in your phone. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to remember. You can literally subscribe and unsubscribe that thing immediately.
And then you still have the whole month
Uh-huh.
to watch.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good hack to know.
For anything, even like for Audible, if you want to try it, you can do it for 1 month for 99 cents or whatever, but then automatically click the unsubscribe and
Yeah, because Audible is $139 a year,
a year. So you can pay for 1 month.
but you get 12 free books.
And you know, as you're hitting, you can and you're subscribed. You can go in and unsubscribe immediately, and your subscription is going to end on the 27th or whatever. So you can do that too.
I forgot that I thought that this book had a couple of really good quotes in it, and I had saved a couple of them I wanted to mention. One was, he never understood that I wasn't scared of someone leaving me. I was scared the wrong person would stay. That's a good quote. Think about that.
Quote.
That was why she was, single for so long. And then the other one that I thought was really good is, there was two others. This is the terrible thing about tragedy. It isn't with you every minute. You forget it, and then when you remember it again, and then you remember it again, and then you see it with stark quality. And this is what's required of you to just get along. Oh, I don't know that I wrote that down right. This was the other one that I liked. Most people don't want to hear the thing to make it work better. Oh, I clicked on something wrong. I shouldn't have used notes. Most people don't want to hear the thing that will make it work better. They want to hear what will make it easier.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
My notes are weird. Anyway.
Trying to get away from pen and
Sorry.
paper, are we?
What I was trying to get away from, because I can't find my paper.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I can't find my paper. Anyway. All right. I was going to look up again that other title of what that other one was that I was reading that I just wanted to mention to you guys, but I found two other. Oh, I read Oath and Honor by Liz Cheney. Highly recommended. Very, very good. Rosalie mentioned that and said it was very, very good. Super interesting. Liz Cheney. I liked that one. I read The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell. It was pretty good, but here it is. The Life We Bury by Alan Eskens, Eskens. That's the one that I thought was just really interesting. Could not stop. I was glad that it was a day that I was working at home and could find more things to do, more closets to clean and drawers to organize and other things to do that instead of what I was supposed to be doing, so I could keep listening to it. But the trigger things with that is the two scenes about the Vietnam War, which is super hard. But anyway, it was very, very good and twisty turny, not at all what you think it's about. And then I went back to read what they said it was about, and they were fairly vague, which is true because
quite a few people have read The Life We Bury and they like that.
You liked it. Good. It was really, really good. I feel like I might even recommend that as a possible pick for next month. It was super good. One. Yeah. One that I would like to chat about with friends. And that's the other thing too, that I think makes something a 5-star read. If you really want to recommend it, go and then call me after you read it.
Yeah.
Those weird things. So that's one of those books, but anyway. All right. Any other last minute thoughts? Because what are we reading next month is
The Potato Society, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm taking that one with me this weekend. I have Marge's hard copy. I have 3 hard copy books I'm taking with me.
Oh, well, you gotta be busy.
I know. Yeah, but I'll be on a plane. So, and then what are the other ones that we had in that stack to read?
Let me open up the newsletter. Ask for Andrea, the Pure Color, and The Collected Regrets of Clover. Those were the 4 we were to.
I've not read any of them yet. I hope to read all of them.
Darlene wants to know, is the book we're reading the literary whatever of Potato Peel Society, is it a book? Is it a movie? Yeah,
it is a movie.
Yeah, because that's the one I thought you said.
Oh, you watched that movie?
I did watch the movie.
Oh,
yeah,
and
it's been a few years ago.
Amy Vadrine tells this really interesting story. She has a neighbor who.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. What's the name of the movie?
I don't know.
It's not the same thing. Is it called?
I thought it was.
Oh, it's called the same thing.
I think it is. Let me Google it.
Google it. But it's based on a true story.
Oh, cool.
It's based on a true.
Amy said she listened to it in one day and she cannot wait to chat about it.
Oh,
it's the same title. Yeah. For the movie.
Okay, good.
Oh, same title. Okay.
Good, because we'll have to have a special guest. We'll have to have Amy Vadrine here with us next time, because she has a neighbor who has like first person information about this whole thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So anyway, we were talking about it, and
that's really cool.
So yeah. Kind of cool.
Debbie says one of my favorites.
Oh, good. Oh, good. And this one also was recommended by Marge. Yeah, because Marge wants her hard copy back.
Yes.
So, all right, good. All right. Any other last minute? What are you reading now? I heard when I came in, I heard a book.
It's about the 103-year-old. It's not a story. It's about this doctor.
I know her.
She's still living. Gladys McGarry.
I've seen her. She has the pretty bun. Yeah, I know that.
But she's 103. She's totally aware. She sees patients once a week. She's just really amazing. She and her husband were like groundbreaking in the holistic health field. She, born in India.
Well, I mean, she's
her
103. She's
Her
doing
parents
something right.
were osteopaths. Or no, she was an osteopath. Her parents did work in India and worked with Gandhi, and then they came, back to the U.S. and she, no, her mom was an osteopath, I believe it was her mom. But anyway, because she and her mom were groundbreaking in becoming women doctors, and yeah, she lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. But I think she's remarkable, and love is her big medicine.
Yeah.
Just love, and she's.
I think that's something. I think it's the same
What's
thing.
the name of the? You texted it to me.
The life well lived.
The Life Well Lived.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
Good.
And yeah, the little clip that I found her on. I don't know. It was TikTok or something. You get down the swipe and you listen and you listen. It was a comedian, like How to Find Your Why, and it was.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch that one?
Yes.
Yeah, he's like sing Amazing Grace. The guy sang a little bit because he was a music theater director, and he sang it just like you sing it. And then he says, "Now sing it like your uncle just got to jail and you got stabbed in the back when you were a kid," and blah blah blah. And then this guy just really belted it out, like all these. And he says, "Now," he said, "you knew what you needed to do, but this is why you were singing it." And so it's like finding that why and why you do something and how it'll bring you joy, or as Gladys says, your juice. Getting you juiced about something. So anyway. Yeah. I'm almost done listening to it, but I think it will be one that I listen to again, and I got the hard copy on order. But yeah, she's amazing. 103. She's had, you're a survivor of cancer, but she had the thyroid cancer, breast cancer. But like 103. Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
She still rides like an adult size tricycle. So she's active. She's physically, mentally, and spiritually, and just she's amazing.
That's
wow.
Amazing.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Super amazing.
Put that on my thing.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and chitty chatting about all of this. And it is really fun. It's fun just to share ideas and conversation. And I think it's fun that we all. Yeah. I feel like we all. We don't have a whole lot of outliers. We all kind of think the same thing and have the same values, and not that gives us the same opinions, but it seems to.
Sure.
The things that matter, what does matter and what doesn't matter. Right. So anyway.
All right,
you guys. Awesome. Well, happy reading, and be sure and continue. Gosh, we've got a lot of options for the next few book clubs, because as usual, what we're doing is we pick 4. And we put them out there, have everybody vote on one. And we have put it out there, I think, a couple times about the possibility of slowing down a little bit. And everybody said, nah, don't. It doesn't matter. Because everybody said, oh, no, I can totally keep up. And others go, I don't read them anyway. I just like to hang out. So we decided, all right, we'll just kind of keep it going, because even for those of you guys that are still waiting, and there's a book that is 32 weeks out on Audible or 32 weeks out from your library, I still think that's okay. This stuff, we record this and you can watch it later, and it's okay. But I think it is kind of fun just to hang out. And I love getting the recommendations from people for what books to read. I really like that. There's nothing worse than, wasted time with a book. And like I said, the one that I'm listening to now, and I keep thinking maybe it's a really good book, but that's the downside of Audible, is that if that person's voice is annoying,
that's true.
It ruins the book.
Those are also ones I can remember, because I haven't been used to going in and see who the cast is, I guess, who's reading the book, because I'll know, well, I'm not sure I liked her, or I'll just go ahead and get the sample and listen to it if I'm not sure. Like, oh no, we're probably fine.
Well, some of the authors, it's like they use the same people.
I agree too.
Because Frida McFadden, I love her. I don't think there's a single book of hers that I haven't read, but it's always the same people. So you hear the voice and you go, wait,
Yeah.
that's George.
Yeah.
Wait, that's Mary in this book. I've heard Mary's voice many times before, you know, and so
Yeah,
it's that person has those same little, as she changes her voice.
That's
and so it's almost annoying, but
Yeah.
anyway. All right.
great.
All right, you guys. Thank you
Awesome.
so much for hanging out.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Mhm.